Time to answer some questions sent in by people on Patreon. If you want to subscribe to my Patreon, it's $1 a month. There's a link in the description below, and help support the channel. So yeah, if you want to send a question, you can pledge there. Otherwise, let's get into it. If you haven't spoken on it before, how did you come across your roles on Big Top Burger? Loved that show. Was thrilled to see a new episode up. Big Top Burger is super fun. Season 3, the episodes are coming out now. Ian just reached out to me. He emailed me. I think he was just a fan of my work, and was like, do you want to voice a character in this? At the time, I did not know who he was. I wasn't super familiar with his work. But I was like, sure. I mean, I kind of looked at his stuff and I was like, this looks fun. And then it was just this huge thing. Recorded over like a Skype call or Discord call. It was fun. Had a good time. When it came out, I was like, whoa, the animation's so good. And it's really just, the fans are so generous and fun, and I just did not anticipate it being as big as it was. So I'm very happy that he reached out to me. I would do anything he asked me to. Favorite Lacad character? I mean, even before I was cast as Mordecai, it was Mordecai. I do love Victor a lot too. They're my two favorite, but Mordecai was my favorite, and so I'm glad I got to play him. Do you have any advice on how to commit to finishing games? I have a massive problem with jumping around games. I've jumped through 3 story games in that last 2 days. As someone who used to have this problem, I would love to hear your take. So I did have this problem before where I just would start a game, drop it, start a game, drop it. I got tired of that. In the past, I would play more than one game at once, and now I really just commit to one game at a time. I'm pretty strict about it. I don't start anything else until I either finish the game or I decide I'm not going to play this anymore. And if I'm just really not into a game, like I'll try to give it like, a few hours to settle in. But if I just don't have that urge to play, it just feels like an obligation, then I kind of just, that's a sign, right? That you don't need to feel obligated to finish that. But I seek out games I'm interested in. I also have these goals of like, play all the games in this series or that series. So sometimes even though I don't like the game, I still, it's kind of fun to cross it off the list, so I'll finish it off. But yeah, I would recommend just stick with one game at a time, and also like don't take long breaks of like, I haven't played in like weeks. I don't start a game until I know like, okay, I'm gonna have time to play this semi-regularly. Like right now, for example, I'm in this crazy convention gauntlet where I have 8 of them in a row. And so I'm not starting any games that I would need to be at home for. Instead, I'm playing Dragon Quest VII on the 3DS because that's something I can just play on an airplane really easily. So yeah, I'd say stick to one game at a time. Do not drift away from them and for like weeks and come back and forget what you were doing. And just have fun. Have you played Mario Kart World? If so, what do you think of it? I really love Mario Kart World. I haven't played a lot of it in a while, just because I've been so busy. But I love the music. It's incredible. I really love the oddball characters they threw in. The outfits are so fun. I love the tracks. I love the, that going from one track to another, there's like that transition of like the highway and stuff, and it's different depending on where you start and where you go. That open world thing is so fun to drive around in. It's incredible. I am really, really happy with it. I like the overall experience quite a bit. It's a lot of fun. Do you have any travel hacks from going to conventions all the time or just from traveling in general? Have a packing list. I have a packing list. I mean, I've traveled so often, I already kind of know what I need, but it's just checklist, pull it out, put this in, this. Really, really simple. You won't forget stuff. Just read it out loud as you go and just make sure you put everything in the bag. TSA pre-check is like, mandatory if you travel a lot. It just saves you so much time. Plastic forks. Like I have a bag of plastic forks because when you're in a hotel and you bring leftovers from a restaurant and there's no utensils, it's a huge drag. So just having like, I'll just grab a plastic fork and you can eat. It's a lifesaver. Definitely would recommend that. If you are gonna fly a lot, pick one airline and stick with it and get those Sky Miles. For me, I'm Delta, so I just always fly Delta, rack up tons of miles, and then you can also get to gold status and platinum status or whatever just by buying tickets with the same airline, and you get so many like perks and like free first class upgrades or whatever. Like, those are some tips. As someone who travels a lot at this point, I'm a well-oiled machine as far as traveling goes. What is your favorite cut / style for a French fry? I love shoestring. Thick fries, like big wedge cut or steak fries, I don't want that shit. But like really skinny, crispy fries are my favorite. I love shoestring fries. Ace Attorney Apollo Justice playthrough when? For those who don't know, I have a Let's Play channel, ProZD Plays Games. I'm very proud of it. There's a link in the description below, ProZD Plays Games. We played the first 3 Ace Attorney games on there, and they're super fun playthroughs. The next Ace Attorney I would like to play is actually Great Ace Attorney. When is that gonna happen? I have no idea, because our friend Angel moved. They still live in not super far, but they no longer live like right by here, so scheduling them is definitely trickier. It's not impossible, but I would love for them to be back for more Ace Attorney games. And somebody sent in Great Ace Attorney, so that's the one I want to focus on. It's a long game though. I have no idea when we're gonna play it, but I would love to record that for sure, because I love that game. And then I'd love to do the other games too, like the Apollo Justice trilogy, the Edgeworth games. But Great Ace Attorney would be our next priority in the Ace Attorney space. When it comes to choosing a game, book, TV show, etc. to engage with, do you plan it out or do you sort of just select it on a whim? I find myself more in the category of choosing on a whim, but was curious how you might go about it with how much you engage with. I usually, so I'm a big list guy. I love having lists of like, oh, I do some top 10 videos on here. So that's one thing where I'm like, oh, if I play one more of this game consoles library, I can make a list of this. I'm running out of those though. What I also like to do is, recently I was asking my friends, what are your top 10 games? And then like, I would go, okay, I want to have played at least half of these. And so like, I'll write down the ones that could get me to halfway on people's lists. We've also been doing brackets for fun in our Discord server. And just like, I'll take the top 4 and go, okay, which video games have I not played in this bracket for like our top of whatever. So I kind of have these lists of like games that I've been meaning to play. So I usually just have ones I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pick this one out, I'm gonna pick this one out. And then as I mentioned before in this video, there are certain game series I want to play all of, like Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy, Yakuza, Fire Emblem. So I'm working my way through stuff, which is why I'm playing Dragon Quest 7 right now, because I only have 2 Dragon Quest games left and I'm totally caught up. So yeah, usually I have something in mind. However, sometimes I'll have an itch to play a certain type of game. Like I was recently, or not recently at this point, but semi-recently rewatching Legend of the Galactic Heroes for the 3rd time, and I finished that rewatch. It was amazing. But in that show, they have a ton of like tactical battles and stuff, and I was like, I really want to play a Fire Emblem. So I had Radiant Dawn. I hadn't played it yet. I just kind of stopped watching that, and I just played through all of Radiant Dawn because I was itching for that. So sometimes you'll have that urge, even just by watching something, you're like, oh, I really feel like playing this kind of game. Or you'll be reminded of, when I'll talk about a Yakuza game, I'll be like, oh, I should play Yakuza 5, which I did this year, and it was great. You know, so sometimes we'll have that itch of just like, I want to play that kind of game right now, and I'll dive into it. So sometimes it's on a whim, and sometimes it's based off a list. Sometimes both. What property would you want to cross over with Magic the Gathering? So yeah, I don't play Magic, but I'm going really hard in the Final Fantasy ones. I'm almost done collecting the base set. Only got 2 cards left. The series though, that if they made this Mario, if they did a Mario Magic the Gathering, I would get literally every single card. If you are watching this, people who make Magic, do Mario. I will spend an obscene amount of money to get all of those cards. Let me have it. Let me have it. I want that. Give me that. What do you find you no longer enjoy as much as you've gotten older? Or what do you find you enjoy now that you didn't before? That's an interesting question. I'd say, as one that comes to mind is, as a kid, I was super picky. I was a really, really picky eater. And then in middle school and high school, I became more interested in trying different kinds of food, because I would read about food and be like, that sounds interesting. So then I became much more adventurous, and now I eat literally anything. I will try any food once. Really, a lot of my interests have stayed with me, like video games, anime. I liked board games as a kid, and then I discovered adult board games, and you know, it came back. Something I don't enjoy now, I used to really like going to anime conventions just for fun. I don't do that anymore because it is just impossible for me to walk around any sort of anime convention without being swarmed for photos, so I just can't do it anymore. I'm also, I don't know, I go to them as a guest, so I kind of get my fix of anime cons that way. But I did used to like, you know, going around the artist alley and like the vendor hall, and I just cannot do that anymore. But that's okay, because I get my shopping done in Japan. I'll go to Japan and do my nerd shopping over there. But it's not an option for me at cons anymore. The only conventions I do go to for fun now are like board game conventions. I still don't walk the floor. I kind of avoid that, but I do just like playing games a lot at these cons. So it's kind of a recent thing for me where I've been like, oh, I can kind of go to conventions for fun again. That's, I guess, one thing. Never thought I'd get into Legos again, or I started buying Pokemon cards again. Just, it all comes back to me. It all comes back. I'll just be a fucking nerd forever. All right, that was all the questions for this month. If you want to send a question in for a future video, my Patreon is in the description below. It's $1 a month. Patreon.com/ProZD. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.